Welcome into another fun-filled episode of the Power Hour. Get your knuckles out of my face. What are you doing? You haven't been on the damn show 5 minutes and you're already making an aggressive fucking posture. What is up with that?
There's technical issues. I had to push the button because it was telling me it was being recorded, so I have to be on my best
Stryker
behavior.
Industries, typical for its technical difficulties, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Welcome into the Power Hour. I'm Steve, along with the urban sensation, the icon, the legend, DeSoul Toucher origin story. It is the one and only C Red, or as he's called in Mexico, Che Rojo. But that's neither here nor there. And joining us tonight is for all the way from the land of cheese, and to celebrate you tonight, Mr. Stryker, I'm occupying the spotted cow.
Yes.
In appreciation for my neighbors in Wisconsin. This is Draven Stryker, the CEO of Stryker Industries. A couple of years ago, that meant a lot more than it means right now. Kind of like the Studebaker of wrestling, wrestling organizations, but we'll get into that as we go on. Let's start with the basics. We haven't had a back to basics episode in quite a while. You've been in the business a minute. What got you here? What made you become the lord and proprietor of Stryker Industries to get yourself into the wrestling business and get beat up by young ladies?
If I were to say, yeah, that's happened a few times.
Same ladies. You got to stay away from when Night for Tyler happens. Stay away from his sisters, man.
Yeah,
I might not take the night off.
I might not be there this year. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, the first year you haven't gotten your ass kicked in all the time I've been going.
If I said that it wasn't a long road, I would be lying. It's been a long time to get me to this point. Ironically enough, last month we're on the 20th anniversary of me being in the business.
Oh, wow. Red, he's got your numbers.
It was a 5-year anniversary on January 31st for Frontline Pro. So I've been solid here for 5 years and loving and kind of just bittersweeting the rest of it, I suppose.
Well, that's okay. Better days ahead, you hope. So what was that moment? What's that magic moment 20 years ago where you said, man, I just want to throw all of my free time, all of my disposable income away and ride the wrestling train to oblivion?
It's crazy because this may upset some people, but I know some people that actually didn't like wrestling beforehand. So wrestling wasn't really my thing. I remember seeing it every once in a while when I was younger. I never got into it as heavy as I did with like Star Wars or Ninja Turtles or Ghostbusters or shit like that. Like I was more into like the comic booky cartoon type stuff. I stayed away from the kind of the live action fantasy, which I'm kind of bummed that I missed out on a little bit. But thanks to the network and other avenues, you can go back and see some of the old wrestling stuff. But what got me into it, I would say I was 16 years old, and it was really heavy in the Attitude Era. Steve Austin specifically is when it kind of caught my attention through friends, because everybody's doing a DX crotch chop at school. Everybody's talking about Stone Cold basically going against his boss and being that badass rebel, that flips his boss off and just chugs beer, and it seems interesting. So I decided to give it a shot one night, Monday Night Raw. I told my mom, like, hey, Mom, I have to take the TV tonight. One of my friends wanted me to check this out. I told him I'd give it a fair shake. And so she let me have the TV. And sure as shit, I watched that whole 2 hours. I was entertained the whole show. And then it cut off at the end. And then I'm like, wait, what the fuck? That's it? I got to watch this shit next week now? Like, what the hell? And then, ever since then, I've just been addicted to it. And then, like a lot of people, they start doing backyard type stuff. And sooner or later, you kind of figure out that there's actually places out there that you can go to and learn how to do things the right way. And, you kind of end up doing it that way. So then I officially got into the business in 2005, but I've been around it since 2000.
That's a long time. And speaking of doing things the right way, it's the perfect time to welcome in Squirrel Girl. Hey, girl, hey.
Hey, girl, hey.
Hey, girl, hey.
Thanks for being here, Squirrel.
You are so welcome.
I'm glad you made it for my show.
Yeah, it's been an interesting couple of weeks, but I'm here. I'm on. I'm not really awake, but I'm here.
I
Yay!
mean, are any of us really awake?
Yeah,
No.
you're not setting the bar very high as far as being conscious, but we'll make it through. We'll make it through.
Yeah.
We'll thrive.
No, I'm adjusting to a new medication, and I have 3 more what's the word? Up doses, like going up 3 more times, and I'm
Nice.
this out of it now. I'm not looking forward to the next ones.
Well, you'll be in a coma the next time. Just
I've
don't do it before Saturday.
Basically, yeah, no.
I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
I know that can be kind of tough. My girlfriend's just dealing with some medication changes and stuff. We're going to see how that goes. Hopefully,
Yeah,
for the
good
better.
luck to her.
Yeah, she needs it a little bit. So
Don't we all?
Yeah, we could all use a little medication this day and age. Of course, he's talking about his girlfriend, the lovely referee from Frontline Pro, Ref Ronnie. You lucky dog, you. What's
Yeah.
it like? You would think that your house would be more in order with a referee for a gal, keeping you in line, making the 2 counts when you need them and such.
I mean, she keeps me in check pretty good at home, and the kids for the most part are pretty good. That's why she's so good at refereeing. She's got that mom voice, and it takes people back. Like, wait a minute, what the hell? Like,
She sure
who's she
does.
yelling at?
I've been a party to that with that voice many times at Frontlines. You're right on that. People, they'll give Travis and they'll give Ben, crap. Nobody messes with Ref Ronnie. Nobody wants that smoke.
You remember the Salvation Army in Oak Creek, right?
I do.
You remember what a men's room is?
Yes, I do.
She was reffing a match, and I was using the urinal, and I could hear her through the wall.
Yes, she was at an octave that is heard by everybody, including God.
Very, very loud. Yeah, God heard her that day.
God heard her that night and said, "Damn, I'm not coming back this week." Anyway, that's neither here nor there. All right, so you've got your calling. You're starting your 20 years. Are you training to be a wrestler? Are you training to be a manager? Are you training to be a rep? What are you training to do?
So at first,
what kind of training are you doing?
At first, I was training to be a wrestler. I joined what was then the Powerhouse Pro Wrestling, formerly Badger State Pro Wrestling, with Mike and Robin Thompson. They're the ones who owned it at the time. And I started doing some wrestling training there. Later on, there was a little bit of conflict of interest, mostly because I couldn't make some extra training schedules and stuff like that. But that was the year that my ex-wife was pregnant with my first son. And so working was a little bit more important than going to do wrestling training because I'm not getting paid for that. I mean, I would be for my craft, yes, but financially, I got to be, smart and responsible. Whoever thought that was a good idea. So I went that route.
Adulting is tough.
We kind of had a falling out. So then I kind of had a bad taste for wrestling for a couple of years after that. Then my girlfriend's cousin, I don't know, or my ex-wife's cousin, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of him a few years back when he used to wrestle, but he was Sexy KC.
That doesn't strike a chord. That doesn't mean we haven't seen him.
Okay. I know he moved down there and he kind of dipped out, but he started a promotion up here called Supreme Wrestling Entertainment. He was kicking that off, kind of putting things together at the end of 2010. And he reached out to me seeing if I would be interested in working for him because we used to do some backyard shit together. And I was like, yeah, actually, that'd be kind of fun. But, I want to do some wrestling training. And while I'm doing that, I want to be like an on-screen character. And I thought maybe doing like commentary or even like a backstage interview or, that would be kind of fun. Just something different while I'm training. So I actually trained a little bit with Angel Armani and Silas Young for a brief stint before I found out that I had some heart issues, which turned out to be what's called atrial flutter. It's really weird because sometimes the electric part of my heart, it won't go all the way and all through the chambers like it should. It just sits in one area and then makes my heart beat really hard and fast, and it's freaks me out sometimes more than not. But I take a pill if that ever happens. It's a little beta blocker. Kicks my shit back down and it's no problem. At the time, I was a little scared with it, didn't know what was going on. They couldn't figure it out at that time. So then I just kind of stopped doing training, primarily stuck with commentating and backstage stuff. once SWE folded, a guy, my buddy Will, also known as Juicy Johnny, he started up a promotion called Main Event Pro Wrestling. Asked me if I wanted to work for him over there. I said, sure, but I want to do something different. I felt like I could be a character, and I felt like I couldn't be a backstage character because, like, Mean Gene, you know, you come to think of backstage people. Mean Gene, he was a character, but that was him, and I didn't feel that I would even get anywhere near that. I just was just a neutral guy, and I felt I had more to offer. So I pitched to him like, hey, I wouldn't mind giving managing a go, and shit, why not even be like the general manager of a company? Because that would be kind of interesting. He gave me both. So I got to do managing and a general manager of Main Event Pro Wrestling. Did that for 3 years. I've actually been doing managing. This is my 10th year of managing, which I've definitely come a long way from where I've started till now.
You know, it's interesting you said that because you are on the right show to talk about wrestling management. As Red is one of the all-timers when it comes to being a wrestling manager. Talk a little bit about it, Red. You know, he's got all of this time, and I mean, you know, management, it's not easy. You know, you got to know your stuff. You got to understand the psychology of the sport to be any good at it. I've seen some really good ones like you, and I've seen some really bad ones like Levi.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything, but
I'm going to say Levi. I'm just kidding, but I'm not.
I'm not. Shit.
The Power Hour speaks the truth.
We try. It doesn't always work, but we try.
We stir the pot, that's for sure.
We do. We do stir the contents of the pot a little bit.
That's Steve and his pot stirring. I mean, it's not easy. And the sad part is it's a lost art form at this point.
100%.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
You know, the managers were replaced with TNA, and you know, now
managers got replaced by a company.
Tits and ass, man.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to make you say it. Just wanted to make you say it.
Yes.
I mean, so a lot of times it's a thankless job. You know, I've heard promoters say, "Oh, you don't do anything but walk around and wear a suit," and you know, like, really, you really like, you really want to tell them to fuck off.
And you have.
I have.
Teddy Long.
But my thing is, walk in my shoes and see if you can do what I do. And most people can't. When you're a manager, like, one of the things you're supposed to, you should be able to cut a promo regardless.
Right.
Period. Like, you should be able to spit it off the top of your head. And if you're not good at this craft, you can't. You know, I've seen Draven cut a promo, so I know he's very good at what he does.
Well, let's not, you know, he's good. Let's not. I don't know if we need to drop a very already.
I'm all right. I'm very humble. Look, the real me here, like, I'm humble. I'm happy that I get to do this stuff. And like, sometimes, you know, like you're saying, that this guy's saying, oh, all you do is just wear a suit and you walk around, and sometimes you might like interfere or do something. Exactly. But my take on it is, sometimes I don't feel like I'm doing enough out there. Right? Like, I would walk out there, I might get involved with the match once or twice, I might cut a promo. Sometimes I don't feel like I've done enough, and I get a payday, and I'm like, really? I remember for a long time I didn't even get paid. Like, half of my career I probably didn't even get a payday. Right.
Well, I'm the opposite. If I don't feel like I've done enough, because there are days where I feel like shit once the match is over. and that's why I hate being a baby face manager.
That's a little harder to do.
Because you're really, your job is just to be the fucking big cheerleader and keep the crowd going, and that's it. When I'm a heel, oh, I'm fucking you up. I don't care. As long as the ref don't catch me, goddamn it, I'm fucking you up.
Right.
But you know, there have been plenty of nights where it's like, fuck, I didn't do shit tonight. Like, anybody else I can manage? Like, anybody else need a manager back here? You know, now there are some nights that are the complete opposite, and Steve has seen it, where not only do I have to go out one time or twice, but 3 times, and God forbid the fucking promoter never fucking thinks about that shit, that all my guys' matches are back to back to back.
Right.
It's like, what the fuck? Like, do I get a break?
You get that cardio in when you're dancing, though.
Yeah, but you be tired as hell. Shit. You know, without interest, shit, I got to do that shit 3 times.
I'll tell you what, when Red gets introed at Rocket Pro, he jazzercises for half an hour around that ring.
Oh, well, that's a guy
watching him.
As Marche says, it's a concert going on. Damn right. Marche, it's a concert. My 2-minute concert.
It's 2 minutes, but God, it sure seems like forever. It just, I'm standing there going like, what are we doing here?
Maybe you're just mesmerized.
Let me have my moment. Shit.
There is a certain amount of people that do enjoy Red coming out of the curtain just about anywhere he goes, except at Chikara where he falls on his ass. But you know, the videos of that, those are available, right, Red?
You got jokes. Fuck.
There goes that pot stirring again.
No, yep, there it is.
Just a little to get Red into it. So at what point did you start to come up with the plan to become Draven Stryker, to form Stryker Industries? Where did this come from? Obviously the way you are presented, the glasses you wear, the attaché case you have. I certainly have seen the inspiration for it. We all have. But when did this come to you, and how did you manifest it?
So we'll take you on a little journey here. I'll try not to ramble too much about the origin of Draven Stryker because I'm sure everybody doesn't give a shit. But
we love
fine.
origin stories.
Nope, we love stories. Ramble as much as you need to.
So it all started with backyard wrestling. What we did as a group of friends and stuff is that we would pick a couple of our favorite wrestlers and we'd emulate them. So then we're like stuck with certain move sets, right? You can't go outside those lines. Like you're restricted. And then we would come up with our own characters, and then we can have a lot of freedom. And then we're kind of, you know, being creative and stuff. And so I came up with a character. I started out as Stryker for my first character I came up with. And I stole that name from Mortal Kombat 3 Stryker because I thought he was kind of cool. And
all this time, I thought it was Ted Stryker from Airplane.
No, and
which would be much better, much cooler than Mortal Kombat.
It would be, but I mean, I didn't want to steal it from Marvel. So I mean, the fact that I got it from a video game was kind of random.
Yeah, that's fair.
So then I was Stryker for a while, and then I wanted to make a full name with it. And so then, you know, I instantly thought William. My father's name was William, so I thought, oh, I could be William Stryker, but no, that's a Marvel character. Fuck. So then I thought Brandon Stryker. Well, no, I don't want to use my real name. So then I'm just trying to go through a few different ideas, and then I'm like, well, wait a minute. I'm a big fan of The Crow, so I decided to take Draven from Eric Draven, who is also played by Brandon Lee. My shoot name is Brandon Lee Edwards, so it just kind of pieced together, and I'm like, oh, fuck, Draven Stryker. That actually sounds pretty cool. So I rocked with that. Then I had a totally separate character whose name was Mr. Business, and I actually had pants, long sleeve shirt. I had elbow pads over my shirt. I had a tie on and everything. It was ridiculous. I think you can find an old picture on my Facebook because I shared it. I had to take a picture of a picture. It's that old. And so I had that separate character. When I decided I wanted to be a manager, and what made me think about being a manager is at the time there was only like a few managers here in the state of Wisconsin. And so I figured, okay, we're a rarity. I could potentially get more bookings and get out there more and do a lot more if I became a manager. And at first it didn't go that way. Last year was probably my busiest year, but you know, I'm not trying to get booked every weekend because I do like my free time and I got family, so I don't want to piss them off too much. You know, I got to spend time at home too.
I specialize in that.
Gotta fit it in, right? So I was trying to think what I was going to do as far as like a character for my manager, and I already knew I was going to be Draven Stryker. Surprisingly, I was able to use that name when I broke into the business. The guy was like, "Hey, that's actually a cool name." I'm like, "I don't care what I have to do, like gimmick wise. I just want this name because it's fucking sweet." You know, picture this kid coming in and saying that, you know, like, "Who the fuck are you, green kid?" But he was cool with it, so I'm like, cool. Ever since then, I don't budge with my name if they want me to change it. This is who I am. I'm building a brand. I've had this name all this time. Fuck you, basically. There was an incident. I won't get into it. Things have since been cool. So it's that is old news there. But I was just trying to think, well, what can I do? Because I feel I have to have a gimmick. And then it just came to me like, fuck, I could just be this business guy because you can evolve with that a little bit, but it pretty much stays the same for the most part. And then I thought Mr. Business Draven Stryker, and I'm like, that actually kind of has a catchy ring to it. Fuck, I'm going to be this asshole that fucking carries a briefcase. And I'm not going to carry a Halliburton because that's overdone. And you don't really see anybody carry like the leather briefcase. So I'm like, I'm going to do that because then it's a gimmick. It's got fucking weapon when I need it. If I have shit inside the case, if we're going to use it. I mean, there's so many different things that you can do. And so I was like, I am setting myself up for a good spot.
I kind of feel like Marvel is at some point going to send a cease and desist because you have equated yourself to a dollar store version of Tony Stark.
So now with that, that all came when I came to Frontline. I don't 100% remember, and I know he's probably going to kick my ass. I thought it was kind of a mix between the two, but I thought with both Crystal and Ben McCoy, I think they had the idea to bring me in, and I think Crystal was actually pushing for me to come in more, and Ben didn't quite see it yet. He wasn't quite sure, but he had worked with me over my old promotion that I started with a couple of friends of mine, Frozen Tundra Wrestling, and he had worked over there with me, liked working with me and stuff. I feel he actually poached me from over there because I ended up quitting my own company and working Frontline more. And then ever since then, I've been getting more responsibilities behind the scenes.
That effect on people.
Yeah, you know, it kind of gets you.
Doesn't take no very good. Ben's just like, you know, I'm not gonna listen to your no, but we'll work it out as we go.
But you know, he does have a good eye for talent, and honestly, I think I've gotten better over the years because of him and the platform he's given me. And like, I feel more dialed in. I don't think I make as many mistakes as I used to, and I feel good about my work. Like I would say the last few years of Frontline, I feel really good about my work and I'm happy with what I've done. Whereas before I was like, yeah, I do okay. Like I do my job, you know, and other people put me over and stuff like that. But it's like, all right, that's cool. I'll stay in humble lane. You guys want to put me on a pedestal? That's great. I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. I mean, I work for another promotion up in the UP called UPW. And I'm actually on a weekly show there called UPW Uprising on Fox. And it's not a brag. It's just something that I do. It's just weird. It's like, yeah, I'm on a TV show on Fox. It's random as fuck. Like, humble, you know, like it's weird, but it's cool.
You might win a SAG award at some point.
Hey, I'd be surprised if I get an award somewhere.
somewhere. I found that you know, in my time at Frontline, that Ben's greatest attribute is he puts people in good positions to flourish and succeed. I felt like he put me in a position where all I had to do was do what I do and it would go great. And, you know, I look back at the Kurt Angle moments and the Godfather moments and tussling with the Rapture, you know, everything that I've done at Frontline that has, you know, been great. You know, it's because Ben's like, okay, I think you should do this. And he puts you in that spot. I think that's his greatest superpower is he seems to have the idea of where to put people in their best spot and let them flourish. It doesn't always work. I mean, sometimes, you'll miss and, then that'll change. But he hits more than he misses significantly. And that's why, 25 shows in 2025, 2 brands. That's people are like, I'm obviously missing the battle at Bakerville this month because getting to Marshfield on a Friday night while working my shoot job it's next to impossible. And taking a vacation day to go do that is something that, this early in the year. Now, if it was later in the year and I had some vacation days in the bank, I might consider it. But now we're early in the year. What my wife is going to go through, what I'm going to go through this year, I need to bank all that time I can just in case. So, there's a reason why I'm not going to be there, but the saturation of commentators we have at Frontline Pro, we could field 3 brands and have professional commentary at all of them. You've got Chris, who's the voice of Frontline, to be honest. You've got Annie, who has come in and blown people's minds.
Right.
You've got Thrill, the Emmy award-winning
2-time
of Green Bay, right? 2-time. You've got Red, who's an up-and-coming guy who, is a promotion guy. He knows every nook and cranny of wrestling. They could use you. So there's plenty of great commentary up there at his disposal. So, when I have to miss a show, it's not like it's the end of the world. Not that it would be anyway. But, there's plenty of backup there. So I'm going to miss this show. And I'm disappointed, too, because the card looks absolutely on fire. And we're going to get into that a little bit later.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely stacked.
Now, I feel kind of bad because I kind of feel like when I got to Frontline and started my Frontline run, I feel like maybe I was the catalyst, that maybe I was the black cat on your doorstep. Because I feel like all of Stryker Industries' problems started when I showed up, because Absolute Power Trip lost and all of the bad things started to happen, and you're getting beaten up by girls 2 night for Tylers in a row, and all sorts of things. And now you're a businessman, a leader of men with no men to lead. You had the greatest run in Frontline history as a manager because you ran the Absolute Power Trip, and Arsenal and Coda Jacobs held the tag titles longer than anyone.
I believe it was over 10 months.
That must have been quite a ride. I mean, I got there right at the end of their run, but that must have been a hell of a time for Stryker Industries.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't know how long it was going to go, but when you're in this business and you're doing the stories and all this stuff, it has to make sense, right? And so I feel when I'm a manager, I have to make sense. I have to be, I have to build a reputation. I have to have my own record and stuff like that. So when I started being a manager, I was kind of put with not so great people, but I was getting experience. I was learning shit, messing up, but I was learning things. And then eventually when I started my own company with Frozen Tundra, then I put myself with some top players to help give me some relevance. Because if I'm not relevant and I'm not doing things, then there's no point for me to be there, right? Like if I'm not helping people get championships, what the fuck is my point? Unless the gimmick is, oh, this guy is supposed to do this and he doesn't win. I mean, that would be the gimmick, right? But other than that, I have to make myself relevant. So doing that, I mean, I've come a long way since joining Frontline. I went from just kind of having the name Stryker Industries. I first started out actually with it was Arsenal and Shane Hills. They were my tag team.
And did that change as time went on? And at one point, you had 5 or 6 guys in your faction. Stryker Industries was strong.
Yeah, I'd say when Price was champ last time, that's when we were starting to build really big. I think the original plan for back then is we were going to be running the fucking place, right? Not that we didn't, but I mean, we were going to be more heavy, I think, than what it was, but things happen. You got to pivot. Damn, I really love working with Josh because he was funny. I think we had a really fun dynamic, as far as his character and my character. And
you want to get lathered up in the meat sauce, I can see it.
Everybody else there, I mean, it was just fun. You had the early Steven Flow. I managed him when he was just in a garage band.
back when he was just mild-mannered Joey Dalton.
Yeah, mild-mannered and then turned to diabolical.
Yeah, but oh, the places he goes. Oh, the places he goes.
And I helped with that, so.
Yeah, you had Corey McHenry for a little while. I think you had E.J. Swanson as part of your thing, and boy, they just turned you over and cast you aside.
Yeah, there's some people that don't like to stick around. It happens. Can't please everybody, I guess.
That's fair. I want to take you back to the first night for Tyler that I was there.
Okay.
Why do Tyler's sisters hate you so much? Why do you hate them, and why do you keep getting into fights with them?
So, honestly, Night for Tyler is probably one of the shows that I look forward to the most every year.
You just have to. The energy in that building on a Night for Tyler is
amazing.
Electric.
And when we were just doing Night for Tyler's, like, it was just that one show at Bakerville that we were doing per year, right? So before we got this really cool deal where we're doing it pretty much there all the time, it's just that one time a year, and it was just magical. You could feel the energy. For a free show, the people showed up, and they spent a lot of money on those raffle baskets to help with the Tyler Fund and everything. And I want to say where this began, and I'm thinking this might have been my first Night for Tyler. If it's not, it was the second one, but I want to say it was the first one. It was a match between Josh and Jay Cash. I believe it's on my YouTube channel, so you can definitely find it out there. It was fun. Did a spot where I was going to hand Josh the briefcase. It actually slid underneath him and went to Jay Cash. He, of course, fucking bops him because the ref isn't looking. And so he cheated, and then he ended up winning the match. And so then I tried to argue this whole thing. I even got to the point where I got up in Cash's face, and then I slapped him. And then Mackenzie was the one that was out there with him at that time, and it was set up that she was going to give me a stunner. We're going to get a whole big crowd reaction and everything. And she was kind of nervous, to say the least. And I feel when I got there and I talked to her, I'm like, look, this is really easy. Just grab me by the back of my neck, fall to your ass. I'll do everything else. Like, you're good. And it looked like a fucking devastating stunner, and it was honestly probably one of the loudest crowd pops of the night, because it usually is when I get my ass kicked, because people love to see that.
They do.
I'm glad that I could entertain somehow.
We sure love that on commentary too.
So then, like, every year, we're just like think of different ways to get the sisters involved to beat me up, because it's funny. It's just one of those things that we do every year, kind of like the Survivor Series fucking egg or whatever the hell it is.
I just sit out there on commentary after the second time. I'm like, he knows they're there. He knows they're going to be there. Why does he keep doing this?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this year goes.
So you had a long run of dominance where Stryker Industries was, had titles, had prestige, and then one by one, slowly, it just started to go away. The breakup, so to speak, of Absolute Power Trip. They come back every now and again and do singles matches, but we haven't seen Arsenal and Coda tag team in, I think we're closing in on a year since they have done anything in the ring as a tag team. And that was kind of like your meat and potatoes. That was your claim. That was Stryker Industries, be the headquarters of the greatest tag team champions that Rocket Pro has ever seen. And now, it would be a great time to bring it back with another great tag team, the Kid Lat and the Big Guy. That would be certainly an interesting match, but you don't have a whole lot of say in it, because, people maybe have they lost confidence in what Draven Stryker and Stryker Industries is all about.
And like everything, sometimes that there's change, right? And you can't be on top all the time.
Right.
So, with the things that happened, let's just say, it allowed other people and groups, not necessarily ones that you and I like, Rapture.
Yeah, don't say that. We don't talk about the Rapture on this show.
It gives other people opportunities and stuff. And sure, am I working on building something right now? Stryker Industries isn't dead. We're just
in a heavy
planning. we're planning the next thing. Like I said on our focus, where I really couldn't give you much information about anything. Does anybody really reveal their plans as to what they're doing before it happens? No.
Yeah, you were kind of cheeky, kind of a smart ass. I've grown to expect that from you.
But this time I can't necessarily tell you what's to come yet, because contractually I'm not obligated to be able to tell you that yet. But I can honestly tell you, Stryker Industries and myself, Draven Stryker, have something in the works for Frontline Pro sometime in the near future.
That would be good, because you kind of fell off the radar and kind of, not to be insensitive, kind of disappeared like a fart in the wind.
Yeah, a little bit. I actually haven't been in front of a camera since September, so that would have been night for Tyler. But I've been around. So, while
Yeah, I mean,
Stryker...
we see you, we spell you every now and again. So you've got plans, you've got things, you have ambitions.
I mean, I can tell you currently what I'm doing in Frontline. That wouldn't be a spoiler or anything.
Well, I mean, hey, if you want to reveal something about yourself, just make it consensual.
Currently, it's got to be consensual. And they're right, Diddy. So right now, while I'm in the process of building Stryker Industries and figuring out the next chapter for Frontline, I have been more of like an advocate backstage and just kind of helping out with talent in general, helping out with production. I'm kind of like a jack of all trades, master of none. So I'm a big Frontline guy. Love me or hate me, at the end of the day, Frontline is first in my heart, in my mind, as many of us. So I want it to succeed. And the fact that, I mean, shit, not to get into too much detail, but me and Ben were talking about making cuts last year. Like, who do we cut? What do we do? And he's asking me for my opinion on things, just so he could try to figure things out. And then, well, we basically hit the fucking jackpot. And it's like, all right, cool. So now we can do 2 brands. So now we can keep everybody and bring more people on. We're adding on a women's division finally, which I've been trying to push for this forever.
The Liberty division is slowly seeping in. Another big Liberty division match happening Friday that we'll talk about, and it's culminating later on this year in Liberty Bells, an all women's event. All the matches, everything will be happening. None of the men will be on the card. It'll just be an entire. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm excited to be a part of that one. I think that's going to be special, and I know everybody's looking forward to that.
Hell yeah, I'm going to be there. I mean, Ronnie will obviously be working that show, but I'm going to be there to help out backstage, and if anybody needs help, be that kind of guy. Women haven't really gotten a fair shake up until most recently in pro wrestling, and like, sure, you had the whole tits and ass thing back from like the Attitude Era, but I wanted to see women really wrestle back then, and you got a little bit of that, but not anything like we do now, and it's fantastic. And I want to be kind of one of those veterans that helps women specifically, especially from like creepy people, because we got a lot of bad seeds in the business, a lot of shitty promoters. I'm not going to shout out any names because we're not doing that today, but
I mean, if you want to do that today, we can
go ahead. Go right ahead.
Yeah, well, we'll keep it simple.
Girl loves the tea.
Maybe we'll do a shoot special sometime.
Well, that's funny that you mentioned that, because contractually I have to have you back on.
Yes.
Later this year we're doing a Frontline commentary assembly where I'm bringing on all of the Frontline commentators. Annie will be here, Thrill will be here, Chris, Red, you, since you've done some commentary. And we're going to have a big consensus. I'm hoping right around night for Tyler, so all of us can get together and really break down what a cool night that is. And, Red worked the last night for Tyler, so Red is very well aware of what's at stake. So we're going to get the band together. We're going to get them all on screen, and, hopefully we don't ruin it for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I'll try not to.
Who knows? Maybe you'll be back in the dance at that point. Maybe Stryker Industries will be booming.
We'll definitely have a talk later. You're probably going to want to have me on this show again, possibly separate from the commentary thing, but we'll talk later on that.
Well, like I said, don't get ahead of yourself. I'm still trying to figure out if I like this. Interesting point you made about, the TNA era quote unquote, as to now. Right now, we've had a couple of shows at Frontline of late that Sierra has absolutely stolen. She was the main event. She was the big deal of the night. So, it's no longer gimmicky. They get in there and they get it done. Sierra is a great representation of a strong woman in professional wrestling, because I'm pretty sure I haven't seen anybody that she couldn't beat. She took Jake Parnell right to the edge of the abyss. I mean, it was almost over. She had him twice almost.
Man, there's times where you can sit there and watch a match, whether it's on TV, whether you're there live, and you see matches like, oh, this is a good match. This is an okay match. Oh, this match could have been better. You kind of nitpick and whatnot. But on the rare occurrences that you see fucking magic unfold in front of you, like I was off to the side. I think I was standing by Tyler, and I'm just watching this thing happen. And I knew like Sarah kind of wasn't in a good place, or that.
Did I freeze or did he freeze?
I think he froze.
Well, let's just look at him. I mean, look at that guy. He's the head of a major corporation. What the fuck?
And you wonder why this country is going down.
Are you saying it's because of Draven Stryker?
Just saying, everybody wants to be running shit.
Dave, like,
well, are you back? Can you hear us? Can you see us?
I can. I was about to leave and try to rejoin, but you guys froze. I don't know whose it is.
We were all having a conversation while you were frozen, and we were making fun of you. I mean, I was making.
I wasn't.
I was doing. It was me. Because you and I have issues. We'll talk about those issues, but we have issues.
Yeah, we got issues.
So yes, Sierra is exceptional, and there are many other performers out there across the industry like her that could main event anywhere they go. And we're going to have a number of them at Liberty Bell. So we're very excited about that.
Hell yeah.
So let's get into this show that we've got coming up. Even though I'm not going to be there, let's get into this, and let's talk about what's coming, because it's going to be pretty special. There's a lot going on in this show.
Yeah, it's a stacked card. Wow.
I mean, it's a Bakerville show. This is not a Battle Brand show. It's just on a Friday. So you've got a lot of things happening in this show. I
believe it's a later start time also. It's 8 o'clock start time.
It's not the early one. One of the things that I'm looking at, one of the matches, is we've got Sam Eli and Quinn Whittick tagged up against Kevin Calloway in the System. Now, I'm not familiar with the System, but the other three I know very well. That is an interesting match with many interesting dynamics. I mean, Quinn Whittick, longest reigning Frontline champion and one of the baddest asses in Sport of Fresh Road. Think of, he's the teen vampire, now the teen wolf at Super Wrestlers. Represent.
Oh yeah. I got to be there in March. I got to see this from home.
Even though you're going to get in trouble for saying it, and we'll get a cease and desist order. I mean, that was some viral shit when cocaine went big.
Yes.
So
that was great.
He's a man of he's the creature, he's sexy violence. I mean, there's so much to Quinn Whittick. And then Sam Eli, one of the best up and coming performers. You've got the man that used my name before I did, so I can't use it in his presence, which sucks. Agent of Chaos, Kevin Calloway. So there's a lot of things going on. The System looks like kind of a badass. What do you think? What do you think about that match?
The System is definitely a badass, and here's a fun fact that you don't know then, Steve. The System actually is coming back to Frontline. He'd been at Frontline some years ago, so he's making a Frontline return.
You didn't have anything to do with this shit, did you? You're not starting to bring back players. Open the briefcase. Let me see the armor. No,
no.
I don't want to see your shit.
We'll leave that closed. So with Kevin Calloway and Sam Eli, with their rivalry kind of getting some steam here in Frontline, just those two combustible elements alone are going to be interesting to see in a tag team form, because you have to rely on your partner. I feel Sam will be able to work really well with Quinn. The System and Kevin Calloway, I don't know if they know each other or not, but Kevin's going to have to try to keep his emotions in check a little bit if he's trying to go for a win. But who knows? It's a pretty combustible element.
Should be a hell of a match. One of
It'd be
the
good.
biggest things happening at the battle at Bakerville is the in-ring return
Yes.
of the baddest man on the planet, Backwoods Brown, back at Frontline, back in action. When he came out in Disco Ray's All the Way show and obliterated gentleman Jay Michaels.
Oh,
Haven't even heard from Jay. Jay might be dead. We don't know. But what a great return. He's in fantastic shape. He looks like he is moving well and free like he did back in his heyday. And now here he's back at Frontline. And boy, that noise, man. I'm telling you
yeah.
what, Josh may have that belt right now, and he's a great champ. He's a fighting champ. What would a match between the Wrecker and Backwoods Brown look like? You want to talk about beef in a match? Good God.
I mean, I know Backwoods was champ for quite a long time with another promotion, so he is definitely one tough bastard. To have those two go in a match, I think the ultimate test. First, we got to see if Price can get through Congo Kong,
Right.
and then
Which
at
is no
some
guarantee.
point, right? No guarantee. I mean, I've dealt with Congo before. He's a bad motherfucker, right? So
Yeah, Shaq Jordan tried to deal with Congo Kong, got his ass kicked, broke a rib.
I got splashed from Congo at a show once. I was a referee and I wasn't very down the middle kind of ref, I suppose. So
I'm shocked. You being seedy and disgusting, that's shocking to me.
hey, I got to protect my champions. And when your
I
champion
guess
is
so.
Logan Lynch at the time, I can't mess with that.
I guess. So obviously great to have Backwoods back. I
Oh,
can't
hell
wait
yeah.
to see
I'm
what he
excited.
does.
Yeah, I want to see who he's going to squash because
Someone's going to have a very bad night, and I hope it's Aaron Xavier. But that's neither here nor there.
oh, you guys are great. I
such a-
love reading your comments on
prick.
social media, man. I
Such
love
a
it.
prick. Such a prick. Another match that I'm bummed to miss. Kayvon Lee has really left an impression all over us at Frontline. He when Backwoods and Jay Cross were running as the Hellbillies, Kayvon Lee gives me that vibe because Backwoods back then gave no fucks about nothing, would run through doors, would break tables with his hands. I mean, he was a stone cold killer. And that's kind of what this guy, Kevin Lee, is kind of doing for me right now. And he's got the misfortune or good fortune, depending on how you look at it, of going up against the right now the heart of Frontline Pro in Joey Jet Avalon. We have seen what Avalon has done of late, and he has the match obviously with Ali was fantastic. We'll talk
wow, yeah.
forever. And then the tag team match against the Rapture, I feel like they put the nail in the coffin. So Avalon is waving the flag at Frontline, and he actually helped Ben save his daughter begrudgingly. But there's a whole lot going on here with him, and he's got a big match. What do you think about this match?
Yeah, Joey Avalon definitely has a long history with Ben. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out if it goes anywhere. But yeah, Joey Avalon's been fucking knocking him out of the park, like not just lately, but for quite a while. And you got Kayvon Lee, this up and comer making a statement. So this is going to be a hard hitting match. I would say that this is going to be a pretty good one. I don't know if I'd say match of the night, but it's going to be two brute forces coming together, and the strongest guy is going to be the one to survive it.
Right? Are you familiar with Kayvon Lee? He's a big dude, but Avalon. What do you think?
Is he there?
Red, I can't hear you. I think you're on mute.
I am. I didn't want y'all to hear the nasty stuff I was listening to.
To live crew?
Straight out of Compton, you're playing the dirty version, huh?
No, somebody sent me a clip of something I said, so I had to listen to it. Joey has been making statements wherever the hell he goes for the past few years. And to have Joey wave the proverbial flag of Frontline right now So I'm sorry for anybody that gets in his way right now. Uh, is I think he's got one thing in mind right now. He's got his eyes set on getting that title, getting that opportunity to get a shot at the title. Uh, and I think Steve, we know once he gets I've never seen him get a number one contendership of any title and not take it. I
Yeah.
mean, I mean, shit. So I think that's where he's headed. I think he wants that shot, and I think he wants to put Frontline on his back uh, to show. Because I think a lot of people doubted him for years. Like, could he be the guy? And I think now he's finally getting the recognition that he so richly deserves. So I'm sorry for the guy that, maybe I could be wrong, but I don't think I
You're
am.
not wrong. You're not wrong. You're absolutely right. What Joey Avalon does when he gets a title, he represents the brand at CSW. We watched it for over a year. And the program he had with Axel Rico is one of the best I've ever seen. Joey wins that match going away. As we talked about earlier, the Liberty Bell division, the Liberty division, continues Friday night. We've got the return of Rory Shield, who did not fare very well against aforementioned Sierra, taking on the very accomplished Macaulay Rose. Rory's got a lot to prove, and Macaulay is something. And she had a promo online today. She's not coming for tea. She's coming to somebody's ass, and that's what the Liberty division is all about. This is going to be a great step forward as we get closer and closer to the Liberty Bell show. There's going to be a lot of bad intentions because all the people that are involved in the Liberty division are fighting a little bit here and there, and it's going to culminate in, I believe, some sort of tournament for the new Liberty division championship belt, which I saw today. It is gorgeous.
It is awesome. I can't wait to see it when it's like 3D.
Yeah, I'm not displaying it right now because it's for blind eyes only. But needless to say, I think it's going to be one of those championships that are desired by a great many of the combatants. I have not watched Macaulay Rose fight, but I have heard that she is spectacular. But Rory Shield has a chip on her shoulder, and she's been at Frontline once already. So I tend to think that maybe Rory might have a step up on Miss Rose. So we will see what happens this Friday night in Bakerville. We also have the return of WWE's former WWE superstar, former TNA superstar, Ken Anderson comes back to Frontline, and he's in a triple threat match versus Casanova and Rita Atlas. Again, you're getting all of these matches on one show,
right?
And this is a star-studded event. I mean, Ken Anderson, if he wasn't mishandled by the WWE, he does LA Knight better than LA Knight does LA Knight.
Yeah.
The mic skills of one Ken Anderson were completely underutilized, and that whole debacle with losing the Money in the Bank, and there were just so many things that happened that went wrong that led him out of the shot I thought he deserved. For a while, he was my favorite wrestler at WWE. I
was one of my top favorites
just to watch him, and unfortunately, he's never said two words to me at the shows I worked with, which is a little disheartening. But he's all business, and that's okay. Rita Atlas is all business, and if Ken starts shooting off his mouth, Rita's will close it pretty quickly. Can't say I'm terribly familiar with Casanova, but
same.
He looks like he can fight.
Oh, he definitely. If he was a cosplayer, I mean, he's playing it really well. But I guess, I mean, he seems like he's been established, right? So it's going to be really interesting to see a new face, more new faces rather here in Frontline. This cat definitely has.
That's why you do two brands, right? To bring in all this new competition.
Yep, and he's going to have his hands full with Rita Atlas and Ken Anderson. So I mean, it's going to be interesting to see who flourishes in that one.
He will definitely get a challenge this Friday night. It wouldn't be Bakerville without the Bakerville title being on the line. And Uncle Red's nephew taking on Jared Jacks as Shaq Jordan takes on Jared Jacks for the Bakerville title. There has only been one Bakerville champion thus far, and that is Jared Jacks. He won the tournament. He won the belt. Nobody has knocked him off the mountain. As far as I'm concerned, he is the mountain.
Yep.
And Shaq going up there with gold in mind. So I don't know. I love Shaq, in certain places, not everywhere.
Right. Yeah, not everywhere.
Not everywhere. If we were talking about Joliet, I will tell you I hate the man, but that's a story for another time. But a Frontline, I still respect who the generational treasure is. I'm not sure about the notorious version of him. But Jared Jacks is on a roll. I don't think Jared Jacks is going to want to let that title go. I think you'll have to kill him to take it. So that's a very compelling match. What say you about that?
I feel the same way about you. I love Shaq Jordan. I think it's going to be one hell of a fight between them. Shaq having championships here in Frontline, and with the Fixer finally getting his opportunity and having it, he's not going to be letting this championship go pretty soon. I'm willing to bet he's going to have a hell of a run with this Bakerville title, new championship here in Frontline.
However, Shaq Jordan did defeat Quinn Whittock and stop the longest reigning championship run in this great company. So who knows? Maybe he's the champion killer, right?
Could be. But it could have been too that, Quinn is tired. He had been holding it for a long time. It's still really early for Jared. So I mean, it's gonna be interesting either way. Honestly, love both of them to death. I think we're all gonna win with this match, no matter the outcome.
What about you, Red?
I'm gonna take my nephew.
And I'm gonna ask Squirrel Girl too, because I know her answer anyway. Squirrel Girl, if you're not asleep, what say you about Jared Jacks versus Shaq Jordan?
I'm fighting for my life right now, but I'm gonna say Shaq Jordan, even though I do have a soft spot for Jared Jacks.
Really? Okay, that's good. I like that. You can't sleep. We got knockouts business later.
I know. I'm fighting so hard. I'm doing my best.
All right. I love it. We'll keep fighting. One of the main event matches, if not the main event, is the Meat Sauce versus the Monster. This is a Saturday late night movie event as the wrecker Josh Price takes on Congo Kong, who threw Shaq Jordan around the ring like he was Raggedy Ann. Because he kind of looks like Raggedy Ann at times, but that's neither here nor there. I don't think anybody is going to beat Josh Price. I don't think anybody's man enough to pry that title out of his hand. I think he means business. When he got hurt and had to give up the title, he fought hell and a handcart to get back. And I think it's such a personal thing for him. That belt is a part of him. It's a part of his DNA. And he is too big, too tough, too versatile, can fight any style, can fight any body. Congo Kong, very impressive. Big dude, power to spare, but he's coming up against Meat Sauce. And Josh Price wins that match. Red, why are you looking so like I'm talking out of my ass and crazy?
Maybe because I've known Congo way longer than you have. This is not like you're making it seem like, oh, this is just gonna be a walk in the park. And I've known Congo for years. Like, dude, you pushed this. First of all, you kept saying no man. And that might be true, but Congo is way past that man part. Like, savage. I mean, so I think if anybody can beat Price, it would be Congo. Because trust me, we used to have intellectual conversations. And one day this motherfucker lost it. And now he is going around the country and the world whooping people's ass. like for fun.
So it's all your fault.
It ain't my fault. I mean, I'm just saying. One day we had a conversation. Next thing I know, this motherfucker is snapped, lost it, and it's like, oh shit. So anytime they would say, "Oh, well, Congo's on the card," well, guess what? Due to unseen circumstance,
What's a circumstance?
Circumstance.
Oh, I thought you said circumstance. Red's creating a new language.
Don't make me punch you in your back.
I know how Congo feels because after every Rocket Pro show, I feel like I want to go kill somebody after sitting with you for 3 hours.
Ain't no fucking picnic sitting next to your ass either.
That's fair. That's fair. That's why we work so well together.
God,
we like each other just enough to be good.
So I again, I'm not saying Price loses, but I'm saying don't make this seem like, oh, this is a walk in the park, 7 to 8 minutes, and it's no. This will be a fuck. This is a horse fight, as they say.
So what you're saying is it's a regular hoss battle.
It's meat slapping meat with the meat sauce.
It's a lot of meat.
Oh,
and we're about to hit Lent, so this is the timing is perfect because once Lent happens, no meat for you.
Thank God I don't participate.
Well, there you go. What do you think Tyler and Malachi are going to talk about? They got their own graphic. I mean, they own the bar. I mean, they're like Jack Tunney. I mean, they're the guys upstairs that have to be reported to make all this stuff work, and they want to come down and talk. What do you got there? What do you know about that, Mr. Stryker?
Man, I don't know if they should have a microphone, but I guess we'll see what happens. They're good dudes, so
they make a hell of a sandwich, bro. Hell of a sandwich. If you come to Bakerville and you go up upstairs and try some of that food from the grill, boy. Those guys are genius.
Pizza they made and brought up to Wausau, that was good.
Yeah, people love that shit. Yeah, that's true. One other thing that's happening at this show, we talked about her and sang her praises a little bit earlier. Sierra will be in the building. So I wonder how safe it is for Macaulay and Rory to have the goat wandering around the building. She's not in a match yet, but I mean, you don't think she's fighting backwoods.
I mean,
they would shut down Wisconsin, right, for a match like that?
We'd have to like stop people at the door at that point. I mean, that place would be packed.
That's like Packers versus Bears 10 years ago when the Bears, gave the Packers a run for their money every now and again.
Right.
Must see TV, as it were.
Damn, we going back to 85?
Well, like I said, we did win one this year, but we don't talk about that because we're so bad. But that's neither here nor there. Stryker, you're behind the scenes right now at Frontline Pro. I believe there's probably a time frame in place where you're going to be doing something stupid, something sinister, and something I'm not going to enjoy on commentary. Give me something.
Well,
you can't come on my show and pretend to be stupid. We know how fucking stupid you are.
Say this. Be something a little bit different. May or may not have a different opinion of me going forward. We'll see what happens.
Have you found the straight and narrow? Are you going to be Brother Draven?
Brother Draven.
Are you going to wear like a white suit and a red and paint your face red? Are you going to go down that road?
I'm definitely not doing any of that.
You just got that reference, didn't you?
Oh no, I know what you're saying. No,
very good. Very good.
We're not doing none of that.
You may
Draven Stryker
step out of line.
No, that doesn't sound right.
You step out of line, and I'm gonna Shawn Michaels your Marty Jannetty.
You have to catch me first.
That's fair.
No, Draven. I want to see it. Because if he gonna Shawn Michaels you, that means he got to raise that little hard, fat leg he is and super kick. I want to see that. I would drive all that way to see it. I know it would never happen.
I'm versatile. I'm full of surprises yet.
You come up with
Not,
Steve. We'll see
not,
if he can get a super kick in.
not that versatile.
That's
You haven't
fair.
been that versatile since 7.
He might be right about that. I hate that he's saying that, but he might not be wrong. What do you got coming up elsewhere? I mean, I know Frontline is your main gig. You got anything cooking around other places?
This Saturday, I'm up in UPW at Escanaba.
What are you doing up there?
On Saturday, I do commentary up there, and then I co-host the TV show for Fox, and then I work RCCW when they have their main shows, and I've been doing commentary up there with Jesse Von Ruden. So getting a little more commentary gigs because honestly, it's fun managing. I've missed it since September, but to be able to sit for 2.5, 3 hours. I mean, I like talking anyways, but to be able to sit and watch a full wrestling show and actually like see it is kind of nice.
Well, I hear they're going to have an opening at the first of the year. So, if someone had to replace me there, why not Draven Stryker? It would certainly be a different dynamic.
Well, you know what? That's fair. I'll give you a piece of information. I just thought of this since we're talking about it. Since I feel I can give it away, and if not, I'm sorry, Ben, but I don't think this is that big of a deal. Well, I mean, it's a big deal, but not that big of a deal. As far as I know, plan for the battle brand because I'm going to be working both brands.
Oh, you're going to be a double. Oh, that's pretty. That's a neat trick. That's 25 shows. Jesus.
Yeah. I'm frontline first, so other places know. Hey, if you book a show and it's during this time, sorry.
That's a lot of shows. Hey, it's nice to have that job security, man.
I got shit to do, you know. Plus, with Ronnie working, she's a senior official over on the battle side of things. And as far as the plan right now, I will be commentating over there.
Oh, that's that. I had a feeling that was coming because working with you the one time that I did, I thought you were pretty good at it. So,
I mean, I think I have fun. You know, it's a good time.
Ben does not make bad decisions. So if he's got you in line for commentary, there's good reason for that. You know what? When you expressed interest to come on the Power Hour, obviously when anybody asks me to do this, I always appreciate it because I usually have to reach out and twist arms and do all of that. But you wanted to be here. As much as I despise you, as much as I think Stryker Industries is a pile of shit, I had a great time talking with you about things at this show. So I'm going to do something that I wasn't going to do because only a few select guests get this. And I know Red doesn't know you very well, but manager to manager, Red, can you give Mr. Stryker a few roses before we send him on his happy ass way? Red's not even listening anymore.
I am listening, but I'm trying to find out if my job gonna be closed tomorrow. Shit, the hell with you.
I get that.
Damn kids getting on my nerve.
Manager to manager.
Shit. Anyway, so first of all, I love your origin story. It is one of it's unique. I've never heard one like that. Especially you've got a pretty awesome mom to say, okay, well, go ahead and watch what because mine would have been like take your ass and watch Black and White upstairs. So to be around the many years that we both have been um is an accomplishment. So you should be proud of yourself. Uh I'm sure you can contest uh that you've seen people come and you've seen people go.
Yep.
I have seen you. Fuck you, Steve. Um, so you are one that I can say that I am proud to call you brother. You do it right. Um, we we know people that wear suits out of duffel bags and believe that
I saw this coming too.
you know, my black shoes that are dirt gray, I too can be a pro manager. And no, everybody ain't cut out for this.
Sometimes
Just
this
like,
is too big.
just like everybody, because I trained to be a wrestler. I think my difference was um I was so hungry to get in front of the crowd because I was tired of the bullshit. You mean to tell me I got to put up the ring and tear down the ring and I can't perform? This is some bullshit, and I'm paying money for this
Right.
shit,
Right.
like bullshit. Uh, so I was like, well, whatever way I can get in front of the crowd, I'm getting in front of the crowd. Fuck it. But you do a service so well, so you should be proud of yourself. That guess what? Ain't too many of us left,
No.
especially the ones that can do it right. I know anytime that you are on a card, uh, and they ask whatever said promoter asks you to do, you will deliver. Um, I was there again, as Steve had alluded to, Night for Tyler. And outside, which now this is good and it's bad. Um, the night blew me away. Uh, but I think you getting your ass whooped was the biggest pop of the night. And I'm gonna say that because I wasn't feeling my best. So I was in the back and I was kind of like, okay, I just gotta hold on. And I'm dozing, and you come out, and I peek through the little hole, and I'm like, okay, all right. So I lean up against the curtain just so I can hear the promo. And then I hear the commotion. So now I gotta peek through, like, what's going on? And to see you get your ass whooped. And the crowd, I believe, did they start the 9999? Hey, goodbye, Trent.
They might have. They're very clever up in Marshfield.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard it a few times, so it all just kind of blends in together.
But it was just like, damn, like to hear the whole crowd hate you that much, yet laugh at you. I like, oh shit. Okay. Job well done. Because to me, when you do that, you've done your job and you've done it well because you've got a reaction out of the crowd. And that's our job, good or bad, is to get a reaction. I'm happy to hear, even though you haven't been in front of the people at Frontline, you're still working behind the scenes. And a lot of people would have quit by now. They're like, if I'm not out there, I'm just done. But you realize that Frontline is such a great place that you're willing to help out and step up and do whatever it needs to do to succeed, which again is shown by you guys now getting ready to run two brands, uh, and a women's division. So kudos to the entire front line staff and locker room. Bro, I just say keep doing what you're doing, bro. I don't know when Stryker Industries is gonna come back.
Oh, don't say that.
Anytime you want to go toe to toe, your guys versus my guys, we can go at it.
Are you saying you bring the soul touches? to Marshfield, Wisconsin to take on Stryker Industries?
Why wouldn't I?
Sign me up.
Oh,
Sign
no. No. This is after you take your sabbatical.
Oh, okay. So that's after the fact, of course. Well, who's going to drive you up there and have you fall asleep on the way home and then grocery shop at 3 a.m?
Shit, Marche.
Man went into Quick Trip like it was Jewel.
You damn right. Didn't nobody tell me y'all got some good ass shit at the gas station.
Quick Trip is where it's at up here.
Man, I would start making trips just to go to the goddamn gas station. That cheese I bought, oh my God. Like I literally ate the cheese the next day, like, and was mad, like, damn, that's it. And every time, Steve, I'm going to front line. Shit, I won't see him beforehand. Damn. Shit.
I'll bring you the cheese next time, Red. You got it.
But just keep doing what you're doing, bro. I'm proud. I'm happy that you're still around. Again, that's an accomplishment by itself. And to hear you talk before we start rolling and to know the genuine person you are outside of wrestling, and you've got your priorities where they need to be, just makes me just even more proud to get to know you. So thank you.
I appreciate that, man.
Wow, that's coming from one of the great managers of all time. I didn't think he was going to give you that many roses. I just wanted to give you one or two. He gave you the whole fucking dozen, man.
I mean, I would have been good with it. Attaboy, you know, like
I wasn't ready for the whole dozen roses, man. Red never ceases to amaze. One of the great pillars of Rocket Pro Wrestling is Draven Stryker. Like him or not, he is the Swiss Army knife, and he can do it all. I really appreciate you coming on the show. We look forward to having you back on down the road. Thanks for your time tonight, man. It's great.
It's been fun, man. You know, like I'm one of those kind of people I never thought about to ask, right? Because I feel, well, hey, you know, if people want me on the show or something, they'll ask me. Because I feel sometimes if like I ask to do things, it seems weird. I got kind of like the old school mentality of things, but now
How about my reaction when you asked? I'm like, let's book it right now.
Right. I was just like, oh shit, really? Like, awesome.
We don't get paid for this. I have to work too goddamn hard to coordinate in this shit. I'm happy when someone says, I want to do it. Because then I know I don't have to work too hard because someone's actually going to have something to say. And you did not disappoint, Mr. Stryker. Maybe I'll have to reevaluate my feelings of Stryker Industries. Nope, it still sucks.
If you ever need anybody for a filler, reach out, man, and see if I'm available. I'll come.
Hey, you want to come? You want to be part of the Cast the Power Hour? We'll see what we can do. This is Draven Stryker. Thanks, man. I appreciate you being on tonight. Now get off the program so we can talk about you behind your back.
Great, and then I can go eat some food.
Go get some food, goddammit. Get some of that quick trip cheese and make Red all jealous.
I think
Man, stop it.
Meatballs.
You got to do what you got to do, man. Hey, good luck this Friday night. Kick ass, take names, and I'll see you around the bend.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
All right,
All
that's
right,
the one and only Draven Stryker of
Night.
Stryker Industries. He's going away now. Then he's gone. All right, Cactus has been a champ, undergoing a rigorous medication upgrade. She's falling asleep. We're gonna go right to the knockouts so you can go night-night. It's finally here, the 2025 debut, with all the things that you've been doing, all the parties, all the photo shoots, all the activities. It's finally time to get down to business. Squirrel Girl takes center stage. The Punishers, the Crushers, mano a mano, this Saturday night, Homewood, the beginning of the 2025 knockout season. How excited are you?
I'm pretty excited. I spent most of yesterday working on my costume. There is faux squirrel fur all over my house now. But my costume is done. It's ready to go. It's hanging up, ready to go. It's going to be nice not to cram myself into a cat suit this year. It'll be easier to pee too. And then Um, it's 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 like we got so thrown off at the end of the season because of the shutdown at the end of last season. That going into this has felt a little off. So I think we're all just starting to get excited about it. Because normally we have like a 2-month break in between the title bout and the first bout of the next season. And this time around, we got like 3-4 weeks off. And so it was like right into the next. And I think we're going to blow the roof off the place as usual. We have a lot to look forward to, a lot of new skaters that are being rostered. I think if you're not there on Saturday, then you're wasting your time doing something else.
I am very excited to finally be back on commentary at the Derby. I've missed it terribly. It's been too long. I'm very excited about where this season's going to go. I'm so excited that when I get there, before I can get settled at the table, I have to go to the ticket window and buy 5 tickets with my hard-earned money and
Oh, yeah.
have tickets at will call for all the people I'm bringing in to see the show. First time my son and his girlfriend and my wife and my nephew are coming out to watch roller derby because they've heard us talk about it and post about it and word of mouth it, and the buzz is around Homewood. They've heard about it, so they're choosing to spend their Saturday night listening to me scream like an idiot.
Get them track seats.
I'm telling you what, boy.
Get them track seats up close and personal.
I don't know where they'll sit, but I'm excited to have people.
No, you need to tell them to sit on the blue side.
I can't. I have been married for over darn near 20 years. I don't tell her what to do.
Okay, suggest it.
She will sit where she wants to sit.
Suggest that she sits on the blue side.
I will suggest it, but I can't control it. Although she doesn't like comic books and she doesn't like punk rock either. So I think maybe I'm taking her to the wrong route. But it's gonna be fun. And my nephew is 5, and he just likes things that are fast and action filled. So I think he's gonna have a good time watching it. My son is 17, going to be 18. It's not a date, but it's interesting that they've decided that they're going to spend their night with the knockout. So extra motivation for me to deliver the goods to the best of my abilities. So I'm working on lots of stuff to say and lots of stuff to not say. But it's been a minute since I've been at the microphone. So I'm excited and nervous, and there's a lot going on. It's going to be pretty cool. This year, the knockouts are real important to me for a number of reasons. So I'm very motivated to do good work and to really take the commentary to the next level. I've been giving a lot of thought of late about what I'm going to say and how I'm going to say it, and usually I just go into the things and I just kind of let my natural ability just take over. But this time I'm going in with a plan. So better or worse, it's gonna be interesting. It might be a little different.
Dare I ask for some bits about this plan?
Oh hell no, because I don't want you to talk me out of it.
You don't want me to talk you out of it. Okay.
No, there are some things that are probably a bad idea, but they'll be fun.
For who?
For me.
Yeah.
Not for you. Not for you.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Don't worry, I'm not going after you. Yeah, I understand what happens if I mess with the wrong people.
Yeah.
I know how that can be, but it's going to be exciting. What do you see? Tell me a little bit about who's going to be on the Crushers with you. Give me some of the names.
So it's going to be a lot of the usual suspects. Myself, Marley, Punchline, Marth Vader, Rumpy, Scarfield. And we have some people that are going to be skating with us for the first time. Pistol Whip Pearl will be on the blue team. I'm not going to give away her Crusher's character. So if you've seen Pistol Whip Pearl, get ready to see her in blue.
She's very active on Discord.
What's up?
She's very active on Discord.
Yes. If you think who else is skating with us for the first time? We have.
I'm a big fan of Grumpy. She is tough and she is good. So I'm happy that she's with you.
I am too. I may need to use her temper tantrums for distractions at some point.
She's good people though.
She is. She is good people. All the best people throw temper tantrums.
That's fair.
And I'm pulling up rosters.
So I would imagine on the other side of the coin, you're going to have the likes of Euro.
Yes.
Is Boss shifting to the Punishers? Is Boss going up against Marley? Are the Twisted Sisters divided?
They've been doing that.
Have they been? I'd say it's been a while.
Yeah. So Boss will be over there. We will have Minnie Von Mouse on our side.
Oh, okay.
Steel Thunder.
Not familiar with that one, but I'm looking forward to it.
Dolly Party on. Steel Thunder is La Bruja.
Oh, okay. She's got a new gimmick.
Yep.
Love
Buffy
it.
the Vampire Skater. Lady Hades will be making an appearance.
I adore Lady Hades. After working with her at the photo shoot, she is really, really good at what she does.
She is. Over on the Punishers, we have, Euro, Killer Whale, Kill Switch and Rage, Disorderly Conduct, Slayla, Sugar Smacks, Tiny Thrasher, what's her name?
That's a murderer's row of skaters. Are you sure Comic Book Crushers are up to it?
Are you implying that we're not?
I don't know. That's a very difficult. This is a hell of a matchup.
It is.
You've got matchup problems all over the place with that team.
Why do you say that?
Because you were naming people on that team, and Sugar Smacks was one of the last people you named, and that's a problem if she's down the list.
I don't like your attitude about this.
I'm just saying. I mean,
don't like your attitude about this.
They're the defending champions.
Yeah, and who was on their team when they won?
I'm just saying, you're not on their team now, though.
Yeah, but who was on their team when they won?
I mean, you were definitely there, but now you're on the business end of the Punishers, and how bad would it be for the amazing Comic Book Crushers to not start 2025 1-0?
That would be the first time it's ever happened.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, there's a lot riding on this. I mean, the Crushers didn't win for the first time in a while. I mean,
yes, and I have feelings about that we're not going to get into.
Right. I mean, you're just
on air.
Yeah, you guys have, the Haunters and then the Punishers, and it's been a long time since Blue hosted the Gold.
Yeah, well, things change. It's a new year.
I'm just, sometimes dynasties, they break apart. I mean, the Bulls after the three-peat, they dismantled the team and things were never the same. I mean, we're not going down that road, are we?
No, and I don't like your implications.
I'm just saying that, maybe.
No, you're stirring the pot.
I'm not stirring the pot.
I've been saying that.
Yep, you are stirring the pot.
I'm just saying that, maybe the legacy of the Crushers is, maybe it's time to step aside and let these other teams, move you out of the way.
Are you trying to get punched on Saturday?
No, I'm just saying. I'm suggesting alternative views.
Suggesting alternative views, like alternative facts.
Is this a show that Bikini Kill is at?
No.
Is she not participating?
She will be on the Crushers.
And what is the character on the Crushers?
Catnip.
Catnip. Interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that visage. Has she ever done that gimmick?
Yes, she's done that before.
Okay, I don't remember it, but that's interesting. Well, so how do you beat them? How do you take down the champs?
That's our secret.
How do you neutralize your
That's our
own
secret.
boss?
That is our secret. We have been working very hard over the break and over the last few weeks, getting our heads in the game, getting our minds right, working with our lines, and not letting them get in our heads.
To me, historically, from the roller derby that I've watched, it all comes down. Obviously, every facet is important. The defense, the blocking, the awareness, the speed, the ability to cut off, point opportunities. I mean, it's all part of it. But when you break it down to the bottom line, the brass tacks, in the jammers you trust. And on the purple side, you have Boss and Eurothrash and Sugar Max, who are three of the best jammers I've ever seen. On the other side of the coin, obviously Marley is extraordinary when it comes to jamming, maybe the best I've ever seen. And certainly Catnip is one hell of a jammer. Do you think you have three?
Don't forget Punchy.
And Punchy. So you've got it can your three beat their three?
Absolutely.
That
You
is
just said it. Marley Quinn is the best jammer you've ever seen.
But she's got three jammers that are right there under her. That's she's not going to jam every time. Can Catnip and
we have Pearl.
oh, that's right, you got Pearl too. Okay,
We
so
have Pearl too.
Maybe the comic book crushers resurrect the disappointment of the last two seasons.
Yeah, maybe we do.
What is the role of Squirrel Girl in this whole thing?
Chaos.
Oh, you're just
Pure chaos. I got a brand new pair of skates, Steve.
and I got a brand new key.
No, but really, brand new pair of skates. You're going to see some things from Squirrel Girl that you've never seen before.
I believe you're probably right about that, but you've done some things on skates that you probably shouldn't be able to do, but have done. So, nothing surprises me coming.
Yeah, so don't count me out.
Never, never. There's big reasons to come to the Homewood Auditorium this Saturday night. The competition is going to be fierce. These are all skaters that take a lot of pride in their teams. And some will hear the things that I've said tonight, and that might be added inspiration. Some might laugh and say, he is an idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about. But, I have the best seat in the house every time I'm there, and I know what I'm looking at now. Back in the early days, I had no clue, but I've learned. And I've become a student of the game. And I know what it comes down to. And this is quite the matchup. So everybody should get out there and see what's happening, because this is historic. Because if the Punishers knock off the Crushers and make the Crushers 0-1 for the first time in their tenure, I mean, that is a massive statement that they're looking to go back to back. And that would be the theme of the year. Can the Punishers go back to back, or can the Crushers return to glory? So there's a lot of great storylines here. You can't disagree with that. I mean, that's great journalism right there.
I don't disagree, but I know what you're trying to do.
What am I trying to do?
You're stirring the pot. You're trying to get me all
the match.
emotional.
I am giving these people more reasons to want to see the chaos that will ensue. I'm doing my job.
As an agent of chaos.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. And that's what it comes down to, isn't it? Who are the fight refs?
Fight refs are the Diet Beatdown, Rion Skills, and Hot Rod Daddy Andy.
What are the odds that Rion gets beaten up?
Oh, they're fantastic odds.
So if you're betting in Vegas, Rion Skills is going to get his ass kicked Saturday night.
Probably. Not by me, but by somebody.
Do you think Andy is going to not be Andy? He's going to be Drew Bronson and provide a lariat to somebody? Because he's the new Stan Hansen. You were Stan Hansen a year ago. Now he's Stan Hansen.
No, he'll never replace me as Stan Hansen. But no, I don't
domestic disputes.
I don't think he'll bring Drew Bronson. Was I on here last week when I mentioned that Drew Bronson has met his match in in preteens in preteen Hazel?
Yeah, we knew this was coming. I mean,
Yeah.
for whatever Drew is, Hazel. What is her new character? Magic?
Yes.
Magic, yeah.
Drew
If you
Bronson is suffering the fate that just about all fathers suffer when their little girls become teenagers. They're stupid and they're useless.
it's not any more fun when the little boys become teenagers because
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of hell right now.
Yep. That is, and I've told him this is how it's going to be, and he doesn't believe me. I too was a 13-year-old girl who
And
thought my
you
dad
two
was
are
cute.
that girl that was rebelling against the system.
Yes. So I don't think Drew Bronson is going to bring himself to roller derby anytime soon.
Well, he better not. That's probably true. All right, give me your predictions, Squirrel Girl. What are your thoughts? How do you think this is going to end up? What's the final score?
I think it's going to be close all the way through, but I think at the end, the final score is going to be, you know, winners, crushers, good luck next time, punishers. I think we're going to I think it's going to be so close that we're not going to make it past beyond 50 points, 50, 60 points.
My prediction is in what will be a remarkably close finish at the end. The Punisher's 77, the Crusher's 74.
You're such a little shit.
It's a prediction. It doesn't mean
You are such a little shit.
Why is that? What?
You're such a little shit.
How dare you? What am I supposed
No.
to just? I'm supposed to suck up to you and just pick the Crushers because you're on it?
Yes.
That's not the way this works.
That is the way this works.
I am an independent fellow.
What
I
kind
can
of
have a
friend are
mind.
you? What kind of friend are you?
I'm a good friend.
Are you?
I am.
Okay. See if I come running to you with my tea again.
I would miss your tea. I would.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah. Think about that.
All right.
PC Red will be my new gal pal.
And he would do a great job because that's the kind of guy he is. It's going to be very exciting. It's great that it's back, and there's a lot of shows kind of right on top of each other. So we go from this to
we have
March 8th, March 22nd.
Very expanded schedule. We have a lot of rec league bouts. If you're not sure about us yet, come to a rec league bout. They're very silly. We will be doing one on May 4th that I'm sure you can guess what the theme will be. Our first one is yet to be announced, but it will be next month. So I'm not going to give it away yet, but I cannot wait to share what my character for this bout will be called.
I'm pretty sure I can wait. I don't like the writing on the wall on this one myself.
Why?
Well, I
Oh
believe
yeah, no, I remember. You'll look great.
I don't know. I don't know how I
You'll
feel.
look great. I'll share it with you, Red. I'll show you.
I don't know if I have the ass for this.
Yeah, but you have the face. It's all about the face.
Well, I'm getting help from the knockout, so I'm sure it will be a spectacular disaster.
And that's all we ask for.
All we ask for. Cactus, I know you're out of it and tired, and I appreciate you hanging on as long as you did. If you need to go take care of your mental health and fatigue, you please feel free to cut and run at any time at this point. But I will see you Saturday.
I'm already tucked into bed. So
all right. Well, you have a good night. It's a pleasure to see you, and we'll see you on Saturday.
All right. Love you both.
Bye, girl. Bye.
Bye, girl. Bye. Love you.
Love you.
And then there were two. It's as if we just started this 4 years ago, and here we are back again, just you and me. Talk to me about Black Wrestlers Matter. You were saying some pretty big things, some pretty happy things. I agree with you. I mean, Paragon and Logan, anytime they go face to face, I mean, that's got to be a slobber knocker. Red, tell me all about it.
Took place this past Saturday. I am pulling back up the card. So it took place this Saturday in Berwyn at the Eagles Club.
Historic Berwyn.
So, excuse me.
Do not look at the chat. Do not look at it. Do not show it. Ignore it. Stay away from it.
Too bad it popped up.
I have not necessarily signed off on this.
Well, now you want me to blow up the picture, so I'm going to blow it up.
This is what I don't know how I feel about it, but it's not gonna be good.
Oh, if that's it, I'm going to die. And when is this?
I think it's March 8th. It's either March 8th or March. It might be March 22nd. It's one of the two dates in March. I think the 8th is the minors, and I think the 22nd is the rec league bout.
Hold on. Let me March. Play with. Oh shit. What time is the match?
It'll be from 8 to 10. They usually are 8 to 10.
Okay, I might be able to make it.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that dynamic's going to be. I don't know.
I have an engagement, but anyway, back to business.
Back to BLM or BWM. Yeah,
right. So the pre-show was 2 matches. And the first match was Mike Strong versus Joey Mack. And
March 8th. Cactus
okay.
just confirmed it.
Oh, well, okay. I still got March 8th. Oh, shit. I got to work that whole day.
What are you working on Saturday?
My legit gig. I'm doing.
You got the kids, though, right?
Yeah. My students.
Where are you taking those kids?
I got to take them to a competition.
Take them to roller derby.
Man, I got to be there at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, you're not going to make it, but be fun. Back to the pre-show.
All right. So Mike Strong defeated Joey Mack via pinfall. The second pre-show match was a scramble match, and I had the damn graphic up and I lost it. But returning home, A.G. Gray, somebody we both know, familiar, got the pin in that match and got the win. No, he didn't. Darius Latrell. And if you have not seen Darius,
did you say Damian Gray?
No. Really? Damian Gray? No, why
would that's what you said.
A.G. Gray.
Oh, sorry. I'm like, oh shit. That is not what I expected.
You remember him as a tag team with Leo LaFleur.
Oh, yes, I do.
So, and then
they were like the Red Flag Army or something like that, right?
Yep. Darius Latrell won the scramble, and if you have not seen Darius Latrell, this is one tall human being. Like you really ask, why are you doing this when you should be playing basketball? Show opened up. The first match was Prince O'Shea versus the returning Matt Cage. We have not seen Matt Cage. I haven't in some years. Matt Cage retired.
Kind of like you. And then came back. Kind of like you.
He came, he returned, but Prince O'Shea, which is a damn fine specimen. I mean, like, dude, like I don't know if you're watching the new version of Tough Enough.
I am not.
This dude could be right in there.
Really?
Oh, trust me, it is. So the new version is called Legends something. It's LFG, whatever that it
I'm
stands
familiar
for.
what you're talking about. I haven't watched it though.
Only one episode came out this past Sunday. They already got one dude to play the asshole. Uh, so it's pretty good. It's a bunch of people that I would love to see succeed, but we all know they all won't make it. Anyway, Black Wrestlers Matter. The second match of the night was a tag team match. The match I spoke to you earlier about. The Invoke versus Team Double Stuff. Me and Chris Dixon were very impressed by Team Double Stuff.
Are you guys the commentators?
Yes, we are the commentators.
That is a great fucking commentary team. You and Swole, love that commentary team. I would listen to you guys read the phone book.
Well, you really need to listen to this one because the only thing that was missing was the Hennessy.
Swole doesn't like to do commentary with me. He says, I'm going to get us canceled every time.
So the Invoke, we're still trying to figure out how they did it, but they pulled out the win against Team Double Stuff. Match 3. This
You just said, was Willie there?
No, this was to me the match. Paragon versus Chris Logan.
The Shogun versus the world's most dangerous game.
And he proved it.
Writes itself.
Like there were a lot of mind games being played in this match. The match, I will say, how the match ended. Paragon went into his tights, pulled out some brass knucks in front of the ref. Did not use them. Chris Logan got the jump on him. And I think it was by design. Chris Logan puts on the brass knucks, hits Paragon.
The ref saw that.
Ref saw it, DQ.
Paragon with the win.
And Paragon with the win. And more creepily, he laughed as, yeah, I got the win over you. You know, I told you I would, and I did. So awesome match. It's on my social media pages right now, where Paragon starts to bite Chris Logan, and I make a Harold's Chicken reference. So, and everybody seems to love it for some reason. I don't know why.
I know.
Match 4 was Kenny Alfonso versus Matt Diesel versus Alvin Falcone in the three-way. These were three gentlemen that I had really never seen before. But when I say I was impressed, Alvin Falcone was a pretty big dude. He came in afterwards, and I was just like, damn, that's a big ass dude. Like, wow. But Kenny Alfonso was so like the opening to the match was so beautiful. Like it was like you are just art in motion, just the way everything just flowed. And Kenny Alfonso got the win. Match 5. My nephew, your friend, when he's not in Joliet, Shaq Jordan versus Marcelo Spade.
Oh, what a matchup. Jesus.
Dude, they put on a wrestling clinic.
Spade is a dangerous, dangerous man.
And if if you've never seen Spade before, like this should be your introduction to Marcelo Spade. Like he was meticulous. Uh, he knew what to go after with Shaq. Uh, he was picking them apart piece by piece. But in the end, our very own Shaq Jordan uh, beats Marcelo Spade.
Nice job, Shaquille.
In a ladies match, um, our good friend of the Power Hour, Jocelyn Navarro versus Alexis Littlefoot, who
Alexis
started to make,
Littlefoot, she can go.
yeah, and she
That
started to
girl
make her
good.
way more and more here in the Illinois area.
Yeah, she's
And,
tough.
and another friend of the Power Hour, Brittany Kay, in a
How
women's
did she date
three-way.
that fool? How did she date that fool?
Well, let's just talk about that fool.
Oh no, I don't want to talk about him.
As
He fucked with
the
another women's match, didn't he?
as the match was getting ready to start,
Ah, don't tell me.
he comes out
Ah,
with the Wrestle League Women's Championship and demands that he should be in the match against the women because he is
was
the
he
best.
Andy Kaufman?
He's the best women wrestler there is, and yada yada yada. Well, the problem is, Jocelyn's got a new man in her life, a big new man in her life, Isaiah Bronner, and once the Wrestle League Women's Champ saw him, he
He left.
wanted no parts of it. So he did what he normally does, and he bitched his way out the ring and ran out the door. And the women's match started. Uh, we know what Jocelyn can do. It was my first time live seeing Alexis Littlefoot. Very impressed. We know what Brittany Kay brings to the table. Uh, she
Bad bitch.
has, she has, you know what? She has impressed me more and more. She is taking her craft to a new level. So I'm very
She's
happy.
fighting really tough competitors. I mean, she fights Lulu Lorena, who's one of the best in the business right now. Wrestling born and bred, and she's messing with Muscle Mommy. That's a you feel if those are your peers, that iron sharpens iron.
Yeah, and I think again that's the only reason why she has gotten better and better. But it is our friend of the Power Hour, Jocelyn Navarro, that walks away with the W. Match 7 was Jocelyn's boyfriend, Isaiah Bronner versus Alex Kane. And if you haven't seen Alex Kane, he has been all over the independent circus. Boom Baye. Uh, and Alex Kane, uh, I'm not going to say very easily, but he had the crowd. I mean, the crowd was rocking with him. And oh my God, he picks up the victory versus pinfall. So congratulations to Alex Kane. And in our main event, it was the Black Wrestlers Matter champion, Myron Reed, versus the Pan African World Diaspora champion, Suge D. Um, I got much love for Suge. Me and Suge go way back to our Chikara days. Um, and this match uh, went back and forth. Both of these champions trying to prove who is uh, the best. And it goes to a draw. And it went to a draw because of the match was interrupted by one of our great friends here at the Power Hour,
Oh no.
none other Then all day, Marche.
Which
Right.
one? Which one interrupted?
It doesn't matter. It was Marche. It's the same guy. It's Marche.
All day or all asshole?
It's all day. And
Which
again,
one?
he told both of them, uh, whenever Myron Reed wanted his ass whooped, he can whoop that ass. And told Shug, hey, whenever you ready to let go of that title, because you ain't gonna have no choice, I'm ready to take it off for you. Y'all name the time or the place. It don't matter when, but y'all will respect the best black wrestler here tonight. So couldn't argue with facts. So and that's how the crowd in the night ended with the crowd. Um, I personally wanted to see Marche whoop everybody's ass in the goddamn building and take home both belts.
When's the next
But
show?
they are working on it as we speak.
Well, here's a suggestion. Your main event, have those three men in an all or nothing match.
Well, I
Whoever
will let
whoever gets the pinfall wins all the gold.
well, I will bring that up to the powers that be.
Is that the board?
No, sir. No.
I just figured you were taking over somewhere else too. Because that's what
No.
you do. You just get
That's
in
not,
and take it over.
no, actually, again, I love doing commentary uh because it's a little more lax and me and Chris Dixon were able to say what was ever on our mind
I'm
and
glad you're getting to do more commentary because you're really good at it and people are finally starting to take notice of it.
well, I you already know when we have to do like say commentary at Rock Pro, we have certain guidelines we have to follow.
Yep.
We still try to keep it family friendly.
Not all the time.
Here if your family was from the hood, then yeah, you probably was good.
Well, we'll look forward to the next show. Saturday for me this past week, I got to go back up to Woodstock and work for All Heel Wrestling. Now, it was Northland at one point. It might still be partially Northland, but I hadn't been up to Woodstock in a couple of years. And when I went to Woodstock the last time, I was the GM of Northland Pro Wrestling. And let's just say I was not a very nice guy. It is the one time, well, I guess the second time that I've ever worked heel. At the end of GPW, I was heel Steve and did some nefarious things. And then Mitch Blake almost ended my life, and that's how that ended. But I was a really bad dude at Northland before, and it'd been 2 years. So I'm just there to do commentary. I'm not general manager. I'm not nothing. I'm doing not commentary. I'm doing ring announcing. So I walked out of the curtain and started to walk to the ring. They booed my ass out of the building.
Wow.
Woodstock did not forget. What the fuck are you doing here? We thought you were gone forever. I was like, God damn.
So what did you say?
I said, I'm just here to introduce the acts. I'm your master of ceremonies. I'm not going to do anything. But I had this moment of just nobody likes to get booed, but I loved it because
I do.
they remembered me, and that was so fucking cool. Because if they remembered me to boo me, I must have left an impression. So,
But that's how you know you did your job when you were there.
that was
That
quite an
2 years
experience.
later you could come out and they're like, oh fuck him, no, anybody but him.
Right. By the end of the night, it was all good, and they gave me a pass. They knew I was in a different role, so I was, there was some cheers at the end, but it's a one-off for me because they tend to work up against Frontline. Just happened to be this show I was off, and Torch, aka Brad, asked me to come out, and I was happy to do it. As I'm getting closer to the end, I like to, it was a nice opportunity to take a look back at a place that I really enjoyed working. So it was very cool. AHW has a hell of a roster. The first two matches were qualifying matches, and whoever won the first two matches got to be in the main event to take on the AHW champion, who is the punk rock prince, Jordan Cross. Now, this is not your super wrestler's punk rock prince. This is not Jordan Cross from other places. This is a bad, angry, rebellious little bitch of a Jordan Cross. They hate him. They hate him. Did I mention that they hate him? Because they hate him. Yeah, he's not well liked. The first match was the Lost Boy Damian Walker, who is son of owner Torch, second generation Walker, taking on one of those guys that has been in this business that you know very well. Might consider him a legend or an icon. The Ice Pick and AHW Hall of Famer Vic Capri.
Okay.
And it was a hell of a match. I believe Vic has some vested interest in this young man, as I believe he trains him. But they got into it, and it was a violent physical match from jump. And who do you think interfered?
Shelly.
No.
What?
Cross. Cross screwed Vic. Walker gets the win. So now Walker goes on to the main event, and Vic gets mad and goes home. The second qualifying match were two wrestlers I had never seen before. So I was really happy not to be on commentary because I had no idea what the fuck. These two guys blew me away. It's been a long time since I have been blown away to the point where I'm like, these guys need to go everywhere. It's Brandon Campbell, who is a big, tall, lanky, Jeff Hardy-esque type wrestler, taking on one of the baddest dudes I've ever seen fight in Relentless Jay Leone. That crowd, that crowd, it was more over for Jay Leone than Turtle at Rocket Pro. That's the pop Jay Leone got. And the match was so good. And they were fierce. And they were doing they did aerial stuff a little bit, but they were grounding. I mean, it was really, really good. You could tell these guys were very well trained because they told a story in that ring. And I'm like, God damn, why is this the first time I'm seeing these guys? They're fantastic. It was unbelievable. Jay Leone gets the win, much to the delight of the Woodstock crowd, and moves on to the main event. So it's now Walker, Cross, Leone. And I'm like, God damn, that is going to be something. So now I'm two matches in, and I'm with the crowd going, that was the most fucking exciting thing I've ever seen. So now we're set up for that later on in the night. The next match was Maurice. Bears a striking resemblance to a moondog.
Okay.
As Chris Dixon has a very interesting way to introduce Maurice on commentary. I'll let you ask him about it because it's pretty funny. And he was going up against the person you mentioned earlier, one bombshell Shelly Benson. It's Valentine's Day. She was the Queen of Hearts. Maurice was, did not take this match lightly. He did not go in there to be nice to a woman. He went in there to get a win, and he beat Shelly up pillar to post. Shelly took a beat down. But in true bombshell fashion, Shelly found a way to get it done and got the win in what was, I've seen Shelly fight a great many times. I remember when Shelly started, and she has gotten better and better as time has gone on. And this might have been one of the best matches I've ever seen. She was aggressive, and she took a pounding. So very entertaining match, won by the bombshell.
I believe I called that last week.
I believe you did. Well, we were supposed to have Eric Schultz taking on Armando Alvarez, but Armando could not make it. And then there was another person lined up to fight Eric Schultz, who also couldn't make it. So Eric Schultz comes to the ring, and I'm in the ring, and it's Eric Schultz and me. I can't get away from this man. wherever I am, he is, and wherever he is, I am. And it just what a terrible lot in life for us to just be bound at the hip. Scumbag attorney and a big mouth. It's just there's no good come from it. And I'm in the ring. I don't like you. I don't like being in this ring with you. I don't like anything about it. So the crowd really enjoyed that part of it because they don't care much for Schultz either. And Schultz is like, you know what? I'll take an opponent on tonight, and I'll fight, but I'm not putting my title on the line. And who do you think AHW called to take on Schultz?
Well, I already know, but
Uncle Doug. Uncle Doug. Doug
know.
Simmons came out and said, I'm gonna fight you. And Schultz is like, no, I'll fight you, but it's not for my title. And then, because, when you're a ring announcer, they put a little piece in your ear and they talk to you from backstage. So I was like, they're like, hey, Steve. And I'm like, what's up? They're like, tell Schultz that he should read his contract a little closer, that he is contractually obligated to put his match on the line tonight. So then I got to tell the crowd with all excitement that Schultz is wrong and it is a title match. And Schultz said, no, I'm not doing it. And then I got the bzz, what's up? Like, yeah, okay. So now tell Schultz that if he doesn't defend his title right now against Doug Simmons, that we are stripping him of his title right now, and you can take his belt and bring it back to us. So I told Schultz, and Schultz got very angry, but the crowd got very happy. And Doug Simmons was very happy. So the match goes on. Hell of a slobber knocker. They fought well. Doug Simmons is ageless and fought like with the heart of a champion. In the end, Doug hit Schultz. 1, 2, 3. Doug gets the win. However, Schultz put his foot on the rope, and the associate referee was watching backstage and saw it, went to the owner, and they brought it out to Kevin Woods, and Kevin Woods reversed his decision, or the owner did, and the match was restarted, no title change. And then, of course, Schultz cheated. Nobody saw it except for me, and he wins his title back. So Doug got screwed, and I'm willing to testify in court that Doug Simmons is the true champion of AHW. I will preaching that. Even though I won't be there next time, I will be preaching the gospel that Doug should get a rematch, and he got screwed by that bastard attorney Schultz. Hell of a match, though. Tag team match to follow that one. The Tornado Kid and RJ Soa taking on the Aztec Eagle, Antonio Etzley, and CJ Martin, the world's most spectacular athlete. Unbeknownst to us, but beknownst to ownership, when this match was over, something special was going to happen. So the match went crazy, and it was 4 very aggressive young superstars that could do just about everything. And we saw some crazy shit in that ring. And in the end, the Tornado Kid and RJ Soa get the win. And Torch stands up from the back of the ring and says, that's a good win for you guys. Congratulations. Without you knowing it, that match was to crown new AHW tag team champions. So the Tornado Kid and Soa are your new AHW tag team champions. Spur of the moment, man. That's some cool shit.
Oh, wow.
And then in the finals, they must have had a sale at Menards, because I don't have as many doors in my house as they had under that damn ring. And I don't have as many chairs at Thanksgiving dinner as they had under that ring. So it's my new favorite wrestler, Jay Leone, and young Damian Walker and champion Jordan Cross in a match for the ages. You thought Gunner and Shaq did some crazy violent shit? Oh my God. They broke every door, and then they took the pieces of the doors and beat each other with it, broke every chair, fought pillar to post until I thought all 3 of them were dead. But in the end, screwing Jay Leone and absolutely killing the crowd, Jordan Cross gets the victory. And that is how the show ended. So on March 29th, while I'm at Frontline, it will be Northland Pro running in that building, as opposed to AHW, and we'll see what the trademark Nathan Pebble has in store for Torch and all the AHW superstars. All in all, I had a blast. It was so much fun to go back to Woodstock and be so I was just blown away by the locker room and the camaraderie, and they have it, and it was pretty special. Now we're gonna rapid fire this because I want to wrap this up because we're getting late. We talked about roller derby, which is happening this Saturday. Friday night, in addition to Frontline, which is happening in Wisconsin, CSW returns to Franklin Park for As Good as Dead. Quite a card on hand, Fred. So I'm going to give you the matchups, and you're going to tell me who wins. And then I'm going to either agree or disagree with you. So in the championship match, as much as I hate, no, let me set it first. As much as I hate Marche and Boz right now, I told you on this show that once I got my job back, I would give Marche a title shot as soon as I could. Now, I had already signed this prior to what happened last month. So if I hadn't signed this match, there's no way this would have happened. I would never have rewarded Marche after the bastard-like behavior from a month ago. But the contract was already made, so Conan Lycan will defend his title against All Day Marche Rocket. Go ahead, say it.
Marche?
Wrong. Marche's an old man. He's in the twilight of his life. He's picking fights with Missa Kate. He's getting in bed with Steve Boz. This is not my Marche. Maybe this is your Marche, but I don't see how, because there's nothing honorable about what he's done. And Conan Lycan is the young lion. He's better. He's stronger. He's faster. Maybe even a better representative of the X division than Marche ever was. And they fight Friday night, and Conan Lycan retains his title. Don't laugh at me. That ain't funny. All right, moving on.
I know something that you don't know.
I'm sure you fucking do. You soul touches are all alike. In a special attraction match, the half crab, Hans Carden, is getting a shot at immortality. Now, I believe in rewarding hardworking talent, big opportunities. And he made Boz tap. He has gone from being a character in a fraternity to being a main event player. So Hans Carden has arrived. And I believe for the effort he has given and for what he has done, nobody taps Boz out. I still can't believe that happened. So when I got back in business, I'm like, you know what? Let's give him a match that's going to help him get on the map beyond just Chicago. So half crab Hans Carden takes on ECW legend Rhino. So you've got the crab versus the Rhino. Hans Carden deserves it. I don't know if he can beat this guy, but if anybody can, I believe Hans can. So how about that match? What do you say?
Rhino.
Huh?
Rhino.
Think Rhino's going to win the match?
Gore! Gore! Gore!
Come on, man.
Just telling.
We had scheduled one of the most interesting matchups of my professional GM career. Warhorse was taking on Maggie Lee. And I was inspired by Sierra versus Warhorse. And I'm like, well, I really love that match. What would happen if Maggie Lee fought Warhorse? So we made this match. Maggie Lee, unfortunately, cannot be at Franklin Park this Friday night. But the Warhorse is still going to be there. So I'm like, who can I call to fight the Warhorse? Maybe I can make it be a horse versus horse match. So it will be the Warhorse versus the Workhorse, as Axel Rico will take on Jake Parnell.
Oh, okay.
It's the Workhorse versus the Warhorse.
Okay.
I'm calling this the Kentucky Derby match. What do you think? Pretty fucking good, right? Yes,
Yeah,
that's pretty fucking good. Yeah, I know.
whatever.
Not my first
Stop,
rodeo.
stop pointing this, patting yourself. Um,
Red, are you still
Warhorse
there?
has
Thought you were frozen.
Warhorse. No, Warhorse has. I'm not gonna say taken a. He's taken a notch down since everything that has went on with the hate keepers. Like he's he's not as focused as he was. Um, and Axel Rico, uh, again, we both know, even when you weren't GM, uh, ever since his injury, uh, it's like that drive and that determination in him, uh, is more than ever. Like, people say it's a flame. No, it's a fucking flamethrower. Uh, so I'm gonna take Axel in this one, because I think he has the momentum, and I think he has the determination because he wants to get back on being on top. So I'm gonna pick Axel.
Normally, I would agree with you, especially I would love to pick Axel to win this match because Axel deserves a chance to get his heavyweight title back that injury cost him, not necessarily a loss to any human. But where there are hate keepers, there are shenanigans. And something tells me that there will be that, and somehow the Warhorse always seems to find a way by hook or by crook. But that'll be a hell of a matchup, at least while it's a matchup until the shenanigans come. The tag team championships are on the line as Adam Stallion and Cypher defend their titles against a new tag team called Fly Death. My big criticism by TJ Steele, my predecessor, is I didn't give opportunities to young talent. Well, I'm giving opportunities out like Halloween candy this year. So Fly Deaf is going to get a shot at the titles. That doesn't get any better than that, right? You're young, you're hungry, you show up in CSW, you get a title shot because the GM supports the young talent.
Okay.
I don't think Fly Deaf's going to win this match, but I'll be interested to see how they compete. They come highly recommended, which is why they are here. So I look forward to seeing what they do against Stallion and Cypher because Stallion and Cypher are over like pizza and beer.
Nobody's over like pizza.
Come to CSW and watch Stallion and Cypher come out to jump around. It will inspire you.
Trust me, nobody is over like pizza and beer.
Well, we'll see about that. I love them, but it's pretty cool. My Hate Keeper Destruction campaign continues into February. We're not doing a love theme. It's not a Valentine's Day theme. There's no love here. It's called As Good as Dead. And I'm trying to make that happen literally in this match. So I've got Uncle T and Shane Boucher and Jay Marston and Shug in what's called a double Jeopardy match. So I want to read this to you because I want you to know what a double Jeopardy match is.
Please, because I have no clue.
Both singles matches occur at the same time. So you've got Tupu and Boucher and Shug and Marston fighting two different matches at the same time. With me so far?
Yeah.
Both singles matches are no DQ, which means that four men independently of each other are going to be going at 100 miles an hour, and you can use anything that isn't nailed down. Once the winners of each match are declared, they will face one another immediately to determine the overall winner. So let's say Tupu beats Boucher and Hollister beats Marston. Then it's Hollister versus Tupu. So you get three matches for the price of one, and all the violence and all the destruction and hopefully the loss of human life. Take that, hate keepers. They said I wasn't going to be vengeful. They were wrong. Wouldn't put just anybody in a match like this. But that's going to happen. That's going to be badass.
Evil.
Yes, I am. You don't even know how much, but you will. But you will. Here's my pick for match of the night. Because both of these men will push each other to places that won't be comfortable, but it will be for the benefit of the crowd. You have got Quintero. He's your guy, right? You love the Quintero.
Yeah.
Your Metro Division champion will be putting up his title against the one and only JJ Garrett. That match is going to be crazy. I'm so excited.
Yeah, but Quintero takes.
I don't know. Garrett's tough.
I hate Garrett.
I don't like Garrett either, but Garrett's pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
I'm not sure Quintero is has fought a person like Garrett. So there's going to be a lot of new opportunity here, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the diamond in the rough can do against one of the guys that does things that you can't believe a human can do. So it's that I just hope somebody doesn't get hurt. That's just one of those matches that anything could happen. It probably will. I'm going to pick Quintero as well, but I'm not counting Garrett out. Amina Belmont is the CSW Women's Champion, right?
Yes, I've been telling. I'm the one that told you when she was gonna win it, and
I
told you
don't like it. I don't like it. Not happy about it.
You
I don't
never.
like it. Feel like I need to get that title off of her quickly. So I decided her first title defense should be as part of a 5-person scramble match. I'm stacking the deck. That's what I'm doing. So I've got Lily because Lily deserves every opportunity to be a champion. I've got Haven Harris, who is one of the young up-and-coming superstars from the CSW Academy. She has put in her time. She has busted her ass. She deserves this opportunity. And if she wins that match, I'll be goddamn proud. And in a match like this, I would really like to see a hate keeper get their ass kicked. So I stuck Shazza McKenzie in this match. And I brought back one of my favorites because I feel like we need her there more. And can I say, sometimes I like spiders. So Blair Onyx returns to CSW with her webbed ways. And there's your 5. Amina Belmont doesn't stand a chance. And she's mad. She's mad at her GM. Why are you doing this to me? Don't piss me off. That's the bottom line. Who do you think is going to win the match? And don't say Amina Belmont because she got no chance.
The champ.
Really?
Yes. Because I won't be there, but I'm going to ask anybody that goes to the show, that once the match is over and she wins, somebody please take a picture of your face. Not her getting her hand raised. I want them to.
You want my anguish captured, huh?
Yes.
Thanks, friend. I'm picking. I would love to say Blair Onyx wins this match because I just like to keep her in CSW a while longer. But something tells me this might be Lily's night because Lily is on a ride for destiny this year. So I'm gonna pick Lily. We've got the brass. What's left of it? Kind of getting back together for one time. And you saw the vignettes on social media. Jax is fed up with all of it and wants to leave Eric Schultz and see other people. It's very much a soap opera. So I decided that I would put them together one more time to see if they could work out their differences and become a formidable tag team without the Brian Matthews and the TJ Steeles of the world, because they're both top caliber athletes. But I put them in a matchup against one of the most popular tag teams, 2 of the most popular superstars at CSW that have been rolling since the end of last year in Eddie Grayson and Jack Valor. The kids are all right. And it's going to take Jax Johnson and Eric Schultz, a united front, to even come close to getting a win against these 2 young men. I pick Grayson and Valor, and hopefully it's the final nail in the brass coffin and they go their separate ways.
I agree.
A match that was just announced today. 12 Gauge and his partner, the band known as Machine 17, taking on FXB and Chris Miller. Now, Machine 17, I think, will be challenging for the CSW championships before long. They have been really impressive. And I just want to see him beat up Miller and FXB because I don't like him. You know me and Miller. I don't like Miller. Miller doesn't like me. It's no secret. So I live to torment him. And in this match, he will be tormented because I put him with someone that doesn't like him in FXB. And, Machine 17 is going to kick his fool head off and break Christine in the ring. So I'm picking Machine 17. What say you?
I will agree. You are a very despicable person.
I am not despicable. I am just driven for results. And that is this Friday night in Franklin Park. It is As Good as Dead. It will be available on IWTV. I believe there'll be another match or two announced in the coming days. We're not going to spoil anything here, but I think it's going to be a hell of a thing, and I'm certainly looking forward to it. So it will be fun.
Well, I believe it will be one hell of one hell of a card. Good job.
Thank you. Now, next Tuesday, we have an open spot. So for those of you that are watching this show, if you know somebody that you would like to see on the Power Hour, Red, if you have somebody you would like to get on this Power Hour, if the Knockouts would like to come on, anybody can come on this Power Hour. I am going to leave this episode blank for a couple of days. So if any of you are watching that want to come on the show next Tuesday night, we would love to have you. It has to be next Tuesday night because March 4th, guess who's back? Back again. Whack is back. Tell a friend.
Okay.
So we need a guest for the final show in February, the final Power Hour February show in history. Who's it going to be? Who wants to step up and be a guest on this show? If you want to be here, just like Draven Stryker, all you have to do is ask. Red, it's always a pleasure sharing this time with you and having fun with you, and I appreciate you.
Always.
We appreciate Squirrel Girl. We missed Rion tonight. I'm sure he's working or sleeping. And thanks to Draven Stryker. Don't miss Frontline Pro, the battle at Bakerville this Friday night. Or if you're local and you can't make it to Wisconsin, CSW As Good as Dead. And then Saturday, go check out Roller Derby. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. Thanks for watching the Power Hour. If you want to be a guest, let us know. DM us. Red, if you got somebody, you let me know. All right, we're done. Red, say goodnight.
Good night, Red.
Have a good night, y'all. Thanks for coming.